Okay, today we're going to talk about some misinformation involving the injuries of Sheriff Buford Pusser. I'm going to do a show and tell with some pictures, so I do need you to stay with me. It's only about 8 pictures, but in order for me to show and illustrate these injuries, I need for you to stay and not jump off board here. So first of all, I want to start with, for right now, I'm going to raise this up and show you the picture from January the 2nd of 1967, where Buford Pusser was shot when he stopped the green Chrysler. And you can see it was a minor wound to his left cheek area or even chin area. Okay, so that's January the 2nd of 1967. Next, we'll do 7 months later, on August the 12th of 1967, when the sheriff was wounded. They were bringing him in on the stretcher to the hospital in this picture, and you can see he's got a pretty good serious wound to his face, his chin area. Okay, so that's the second picture. Now this picture is of the sheriff between his first wound, and you'll see it here in a minute, is down on his cheek, from January shooting of 67. And notice there's no scar across his chin here, and there's no stitches. So we know this was before the second shooting of August the 12th, 67, when the ambush occurred. See, there's a lot of pictures floating around on the internet that are distorting this story and these injuries. So the next one I'm going to show you is a picture of Sheriff Buford Pusser with a bat in his hand. You can clearly see I've got a yellow marker on his chin injury from the first shooting and his scar across his chin from the second injury. But look under his eyes. There's no eye wound. There's no eye socket wound or upper cheek wound in 1969. This is 2 years after both of those shootings. And we know it's 67. The picture's dated 67, and the picture dated 69, and we know it's 1969 because of the baseball bat, and that's when he signed a contract with Hollywood to do the Walking Tall movies. Now, in 1969, October, this car accident right here was Sheriff Buford Pusser when he was driving his Ford Cruiser and lost control of it, flipped over, and crushed the top. Well, that crushed his eye socket and his upper cheek injury. He was actually trapped in the car for quite a few hours. All right. And we know this is true because I showed you that 1969 picture with no injury 2 years after the shooting. And then this is his 1973 picture of plastic surgery on the scar under his eye. You can clearly see the first wound to his cheek area, bottom cheek, and then the scar across his chin from the ambush wound of August 12th, 67. All right. So then we get this picture shortly before he passed away from his car accident. We have his picture here. You can clearly see that the scar on his eye has healed, and the scar across his chin and the scar across on his cheek. All right. So as we all know now from this evidence, that we can assume that his jaw was not hanging down to his chest area when he was shot during the ambush of August the 12th. Now the museum has posted this letter and I'm going to show it to you. It's the top part of it is a letter dated August the 12th of 67, and then it's got some writing on what appears to be an envelope. I've asked for these records and they have not replied to my request, but I want to read what that states. 2 teeth and bone attached, removed by patient Mr. Pusser, 8/17/67. He states they were just hanging. All right, I'm sure they were, but my problem with this document is 5 days after the shooting on the 17th, he's got 2 teeth that are loose. And this wound, as you can see from the stitches or the actual scarring, either came this way or came this way. It wasn't a direct shot, obviously. There was no exit wound, there was no damage other than the skin and 2 teeth here. So, but if you take a high-powered rifle and you're shot across your chin, that's going to have such a force that it could knock a few teeth loose. And your teeth at the base there, where it attaches to your gum, is only a 1/4 inch thick. So you can reach in your mouth and feel how that could be possible that those teeth were knocked loose by that shot. So we have this information that he's able to speak 5 days after he was shot. And that tells me that his jaw was not hanging down to his chest, or he would have had his mouth wired shut for 6 to 8 weeks to allow that to heal. I've never heard of anybody that didn't have their mouth wired shut if they had a broken jaw. So it doesn't make any sense. I've asked to see this document. I would love to see what they did as far as this surgery. It does appear from the evidence that I've seen, there is a picture going around on Facebook and on other platforms, but it doesn't show the full face. It does show a gash across the chin area here that's bleeding. You can tell it would definitely bleed pretty heavily. So I'm asking for that information. I've not received it. As of right now, what I've seen would make me believe that the first shot that he had to his left cheek was a minor a grazing shot, and then this chin shot that goes across either this way from the left to the right or from the right to the left was a grazing shot too. So be sure to subscribe, like, and share this video, and we'll have more to come on the accident. And I want to cover hero versus hero syndrome in one of my upcoming videos. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope my editor can get these pictures put in. If not, just watch it again. Tell a friend. All right, till next time. Talk to you later.